All right, let's start some technical analysis today. It's now December the 16th. It's about 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. It's a Wednesday. So we're going to start off today by going over what is a hot pick first of all, just based on volatility on CoinMarketCap, or sorry, on Binance here. And we can easily tell that a lot of coins are obviously rallying with Bitcoin to a large degree. And we see that Bitcoin broke the all-time high. So congratulations to Bitcoin for breaking the all-time high. For those that do hold Bitcoin, congratulations to everybody. Yeah, I'm very happy today. I've been holding out on cashing out for a long time. I've been dollar cost averaging since literally here. Let me show you guys. Since like 2017, 2018 mainly, it was a year that I accumulated a lot because I made the most in 2017. So it made sense for me to really believe in Bitcoin and start buying on massive dips. I bought a lot here accidentally, to be honest, like around like the 8,000 ranges, but I bought lots here coming down. Well, not there, more like over here on the way rallying up. I made mistakes of buying up there as well. Literally, I bought like almost at the 620. I bought the point 0.5 resistance of the Fibonacci here. So that really set me back, and it took me a long time to break even. Not until I got here where I bought, and then more here. And I eventually got it to around $8,000, and I got it nailed right around the average of the breakout for the weekly here. And I've been sitting on it for almost 3 years total for everything. So I'm pretty happy today that I have a base price of 8,000. I think 8,300 maybe five, and I'm pretty like I'm fucking stoked about it. I don't even know what to do. I'm pretty happy that I opened a beer this morning, and I would never ever do that, right? Never. I would have a beer like at the end of the night if I did something really well, maybe like once or twice a week at most. So yeah, I got some major plans now. I have a major plan to buy land. I want to build something like on a lakefront property here in probably Manitoba because my parents are close by, and I want to build. I'm almost clicking like the order to go through to buy two 40 feet sea can containers because I want to build two levels at a very like small property. It's not really that much room for two 40 feet containers, but stacked it could be okay with a good like deck and everything. And yeah, it'll be completely like glass transparent. So a little bit of work is gonna go into that next summer, and I'm probably gonna end up designing it myself. But of course, I got to get approved by a civil engineer, and architects will get involved as well. So I'm looking for like a main contractor here in maybe Manitoba if they're willing to relocate to possibly build me a home. It'll be more like a vacation home. Like I won't be there that much, I'm guessing, because once COVID settles down, I'll probably end up traveling a lot. So I'll go there like, to visit family and stuff like that or when I want to get away. So yeah, so because Bitcoin broke the all-time high, I'm definitely going to be cashing something out soon that's going to be a good enough amount to keep me going for the year next year because I usually think about a yearly period, not like month to month or week to week. And man, pretty major plans. Very very happy about Bitcoin. It's impossible to tell how high it can actually go right now. There's no way anybody can even predict. But what my guess is that on the daily of every single day, every single year for the past 3 years, something significant has happened on December the 17th, which is tomorrow. So 2017, December 17th, it started the major bear market. That's where the all-time high finished. And then the year after that, December the 17th of 2018 was the day, like literally down to the day, was the day that the bull market started in 2018. And it was the opposite of 2017. So 2017, on December the 17th, it was the last day of the bull market. And it started the bit, or sorry, last day of the bull market, and it started the bear market. And then the year after, 2018, December the 17th, it was the last day of the bear market, and it started the bull market. And look how much we did. And then 2019, you would not even fucking believe that it would do it. 3 years in a row, something happens. Look at this. December 17 of last year was the last day of the bear market. And then the next day, the bull market began. So now, what's gonna happen on December the 17th? You know where I'm betting? That's where I'm betting. And I'm betting fucking big. Like, doesn't matter what anyone says, okay? We can go up forever. Look what happens on this day. Massive bull candle. Oh, rejected, right? So anything goes. But the volume is something that's really significant to me right now. Not only that, on coin market cap right here, we're seeing the Bitcoin dominance right here at 64%. It went up by 1.5%, which is a significant amount in the last few days alone. So Bitcoin right now is rallying hard. Okay. Ethereum is following it. Some coins like XRP, they're following it as well. Pretty much actually every coin is following it to some degree. You look across the board, massive spikes up. Everything is pretty much correlated, so we know that's all right. We come down here, we know that there's tons of coins like Sushi, which I'm very much so interested in a short position for right now, because if you guys want a hint during this video right now, even though this looks like it's doing great right now, which it is, I admit that, but you have to notice the bearishly diverging RSI peaks there, here, and here. The 12 hour has not confirmed anything yet, but you see it on the 8 hour. Here, here, here. Yesterday, or the last 8 hour. Where do I go in my mouse settings to change the double click speed? You know what I'm talking about? Like the mouse settings? Where I change the double click speed? Can you guys tell me? I'm not really good with a lot of shit. You'd be surprised. Where do I go for that? Because I double click really slow, so it never opens up my screen. Can somebody help me out? I'm really not good at a lot of things. Like, you'd be surprised. And I need help with a lot of the small things. That's what my friends would describe me as. I kind of need like an assistant, I think, kind of soon. I know it sounds lame, but you'd be surprised at the amount of workload that I have to do between the premium group and actually trading and trying to reply to people. It's a lot of work in the day. I feel like I don't get paid enough. I'm just kidding. I have like kind of the best job in the world. I love making videos for you guys. So the 8 hour or the 4 hour is probably, oh the shit. The 4 hour just showed that nasty motherfucking candle. Look at that doji. It's so bearishly diverging. On like, is it on the 4 hour? Yeah, the 4 hour high there, lower, high, lower, high. It's like bearishly diverging on every time frame. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that. Like, no joke. The worst part is like this cuts like a knife. You know what I mean? So this must be like a leading first wave diagonal. 1, 2, 3 hits there, 4 there. So of course I'm gonna be interested in this coin by margins, by miles. It's a very interesting coin, isn't it? However you look at it right now. Bearishly diverging, fifth wave diagonal possibly forming in there. Doji on the 4 hour. Every time frame is lower high on each peak here. Very high MACD hovering on the 2 hour here. So Sushi actually gets prioritized to like number one. But that's not for, we're not here to look at that. So let's talk about Bitcoin really quickly before we move on. So Bitcoin right now, it's reaching an all-time high, obviously. Okay. We don't know how high this is possibly going to go. Elliott wave counts are hard right now. simply because it's going to take tons of time to get a proper count, and because it is so exponential, it's very difficult for us to even deduce the count. In my opinion, though, that is definitely a one. That massive bull rally that went from March till August, and this is a two. So we're shooting for a three, obviously, and a three, in my opinion, okay, a three in my opinion, and this is another wave here, one, two, okay. So let's stop that first of all. Let's talk about this wave here. So a proper one-to-one extension would be at least 14,651. So right now, a proper a proper 26 or 1618 extension would be about 21,375. So let's just assume for a moment that December the 17th nothing will happen, because nothing could happen. We're just going based off of the last 3 years and what we've seen so far, right? Yeah, my lips are really dry. Fucking chapstick. And we don't know if it's really going to drop, but we're just going off of the stats that we have, and it's implied, very strong, not implied. It's it has evidence, empirical evidence, irrefutable evidence that December the 17th, the past 3 years, something has happened. Something went down. Massive stuff went down. So let's see what's going to happen. But assuming that nothing will happen, because nothing could happen once again, we see that the 1618 retracement in a bull market is very respectable for a third wave at the 1618. Okay, that's assuming that this was the first wave, okay? Let's just hypothetically say on the long, oh shit, I'm catching myself getting really interested in Bitcoin right now. Why not? Not everything, the majority of things I have are Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP. So I didn't really day trade XRP. I hold a good amount of XRP, put it that way, long term, from about a quarter to 30 cents, somewhere in that range. And Ethereum as well. So Ethereum, I'm in it from like 390-ish, 4 maybe. I think I'm pretty good at buying dips. I'm playing on really I feel like big pictures are so slow and predictable, but man, when you zoom in on a small picture, it's much harder. And price action on a larger picture is easy, in my opinion, to also read. Because man, when you see things on like a weekly or a daily, it can be like, for example, this candle here over a week. Fuck, there's no way that the next week we're going up. You know what I'm saying? So that you get like a really predictable behavior, and I think there's more margin for less error, or margin for error as well. I think it's a lot easier to invest, but you just need a lot more money, in my opinion, if you were to start out. Do you know what I mean? Because you can make like a 10% return day trading, right? Or you can make like 50%, 100%, depending on the days. But investing, I personally believe you need, because you're making less trades overall, or transactions, the percentages, even though they're bigger, they're not going to make up for the fact that a day trader or a swing trader makes more, like in terms of quantity, more trades, right? And even though they're smaller percentage gains than investors would capitalize on, the, we would profit more because of the amount of trades that we make. That's my opinion, right? So I've got no idea where Bitcoin's gonna go, but that number up there, let's get that here again. Just a reasonable 2618 based off of Fibonacci. Can you guys tell I'm getting sick? Fuck. I don't go anywhere, so I don't know like how it's really possible. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm talking about like just a cold, something viral. So here 21 200 is reasonable. So assuming that that was the first wave, now let's assume that this is the second wave down there and the third goes up here, okay? So if the third goes up there, then that means that this must be the first. That must be the first. That must be the second. And that must be a third in there somewhere. How else do you see it? Or, okay, no, that's got to be it. Because what I was thinking as well is that a first, second, and that's a 1, 2, and right, that's a 1, 2, and now it's making a 3, 4, and a 5. I don't think that's likely either. I think that that's the 2 and that's a 3 in the formation because it's very parabolic going to the upside. So let's go to a lower time frame now that we know that that's 2 or 1 and that's 2 down there. So this is clearly got to be the smallest one, 1, 2. That's got to be a huge 3, hence the parabolic wave up, right? And either this is the 4 down or this is the 4 down. Okay? I believe that it's more like this. 1, 2. I think that's the 3 and that's the 4. And now we're making a 5th, which who knows how the fuck that's going to be. Yeah, I think that this is the 3rd. It makes the most sense for correction and size in terms of time. So now I think that we're making the 5 going to the upside. One, two, three, 4, 5, somewhere up there. Right? It makes sense right now from my perspective. Okay, let's do excuse me. Let's do an RSI analysis. On the weekly, we're very high on RSI. We know that. We know we're about 85 right now. Last time we were at 85 was never, but we were in the bull market. Sorry, my nose is itchy. I'm not picking my nose. Don't worry, guys. So I'm at 88, but I wish I could on camera, but I want to keep the video going. Just kidding, guys. I'm kind of weird today. Don't mind me. A little bit off, feeling a little bit under the weather, but very excited overall about Bitcoin. So yeah, we reached the high of like 890 before on the weekly. On the monthly, this is the highest we've ever. No, we can't take this data. We have to go to a different exchange, like Bitfinex, like old school exchange. Oh, the monthly, we're not at the highest. The weekly, we're definitely not at the highest. Yeah, 2017 bull market killed it. This right here, honestly, okay, I gotta say it, fuck. This hesitation over the weeks and how slow it's going is killing me. And because we're seeing that on the R side as well, it usually implies like a drop, kind of like this on the high end. When it ranges for too long, it eventually falls down. So this weekly is like to me, you know what I'm saying? Like on the 4 day, we're not doing anything bad yet. Like not even, we're not showing anything coming down, and there's still 1 day left to go. On the 4 day, it's still very bullish. The 2 days just about to cross back to the upside there. It's very bullish. The daily is very bullish too. Okay. The 12 hours is very bullish. Massive candle. But it doesn't mean it cannot capitulate anytime. And understand that a lot of people have, not a lot of people, but a small amount of people control the how the market goes. And they can drop this anytime they want to, the investors. So be careful of that. Oh, we know that we're trying to predict with technical analysis the direction, and usually the momentum can be seen like over a larger period of time, in my opinion. But the instantaneous ones that we cannot predict, for example, let me give you a really good example. Okay, like for example, when XRP drops right there on that day, December the 11th, we're gonna go here. I'll just zoom out. I have a lot of RAM now, so it's like fuck, it loads pretty fast. I wish it would load ahead of time and keep it in the RAM, but I thought it would do that, but I guess it doesn't. It loads it as you go. We're just looking for this drop right there. You cannot predict this kind of shit, okay, guys? Like that right there was, for example, an 11% drop. You can't predict that. That's just people who have a lot of money, or some investor, or some trader who's fucking. That's a lot. How much is it? That's at zero point 0.5 each. We'll round it up to 38 million volumes. So that's $19 million in XRP dumped in 1 minute. I think it was like in. I think it was like. I don't want to go all the way back. Fuck, it's gonna take forever on the second chart now. But that was like in a minute. You can't predict for that, right? You can only like, you know what I mean? So like I'm just relating it to Bitcoin and how like it can change any moment. So please be extremely careful of that. If you go to, for example, go to date. Let's go to 17. Can I change the year? No, fuck. It's annoying. Allow you to change the year, man. Okay, whatever. I thought it would take way longer. Huh. So here, right here, we were able to see bearish signs of divergence. So I think we were able to be quite honest. Like on the daily, here would have given it away already. Like you know what? Here, people would have taken profit because they're like, fuck. There's a wick poking to the top. There's a resistance there and there for 2 days. This day failed. And then here, this day, people were like, all right, let's try to break it. Let's try to break it. Oh, wow, we can't even get to the high of the previous day, which is above here. It gets halfway of that wick only. So then it gets a doji candle. So the sentiment's already lost over 2 days. And then it starts to downtick, but the crossover is far from happening, right? So some people hold on. So then, because it downticks there, but some people will sell off. And that's why this sell off happens. This is price action trading for you. So the sell off happens, but it breaks out actually. Fuck. And now this is the excess phase entirely for the Dow theory. This excess phase goes up another like 20 fucking percent. And then because let's say I was in the position there, right? And I sell off. I'm like, fuck, breaks out. I would have bought it. I would have bought it guaranteed because I would have hated my life for selling off when it went when it broke out actually instead. So me knowing me, I would have revenge traded. Never revenge trade, but this is me. It's just doing the right thing as well when you think about it. Oh wow, I took my profit because I think that we're gonna downtrend, but we did it. So I'm gonna re-enter. So it's actually a good thing to do. Okay? Then you re-enter and your signal to sell is basically this fucking candle. Because here you were already convinced that it was the best position to sell. So here, because it goes higher, it reaffirms your belief that it's a top even more. In fact, this candle here would have scared the shit out of me. This one would have even been crazier. But because it breaks out, you look for the next daily candle, right? Daily candle. This one here, I would have waited. I wouldn't have sold it off because I would have waited to see what happens, right? Are we going to break way below or are we going to go up, right? And here is the one I would have sold it off probably because of the rejection or that one. So this shooting star or evening star candle shows up here. That's the take profit candle right there. You press your luck, 20%, fucking just take and go. That's kind of the idea of it, right? And here you get some pretty bearish candles, and you get ticking down of histogram and MACD and RSI bearishly diverging, right? So here, this is the one like the anticipation one. Do you see this one right there? This one was like the nasty one. See this green line? That's also almost where the anticipation drop was, where it crosses over the MACD and the histogram goes from the negative to the positive, right? And then you just see the RSI tank, just tank right there, right? Because this is anticipating it, and the next one is where the volume pops up, right there because it's the break of the green candle, or the green line there. So you always go back, okay? and look at your other trades. But here, what you're seeing on the daily right now is actually a crossover to the upside. Okay, look on the MACD, you're seeing a crossover to the upside, but we got 3.5 hours left to go. You don't know what the bears have stored. So it's really good to be a reactive trader right now rather than to be an active trader or a predictive trader because you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. You just know that right now it's looking like it's forming a fifth because the fourth I identified one, two, three, four, and a five somewhere to possibly 22 is what I'm guessing. If we even get there, but you never know, right? Because right now we're pretty overextended on the weekly, for example. It's the highest we have ever been since the massive bull rally in 2017. And then we take a look at 80 RSI, the 6 hour. It's nothing really like 80 RSI. Like who cares? But we're hovering. The hovering is not good over one, two, three, four. Oh, that RSI is killing me, man. Shit. Okay, take a look. Take a look right here. This is not a good candle on an uptrend. And if it were a bad candle, which it is, then the next candle, if it were to counter that, would have a lot more volume than this. Okay. But nope. Nope. And in the 2 hours right now, this candle is looking nasty, but we can't really judge it because there's only 3/4 left in it. This does look like it's forming a pattern that's going to break to the upside though. So that's what I'm liking a lot right now. The 30-minute chart crossed over. I don't know what's going to happen, man. All we can do is just chill, identify the resistance, which I believe, even on the 15 or 30-minute, 20-minute maybe. Nope, the 15-minute chart's the best one to draw it on. Just, getting close there. That's it for now that I see on Bitcoin. So I'm pretty excited right now to short, but the daily has me concerned, of course, because of the weekly. It's so high up there. It's still trending up. The daily crossed over already for the MACD. So now I'm wondering to myself, are we going to be rallying something ridiculous? And if we do, wonderful. All right. I'm not really, okay, honestly, I'm at the perspective, I'm from the point right now where it's like, I hope Bitcoin goes up. Okay. Let's be real. I hold Bitcoin. I want it to go up. I would love to go for it to go up. But that's not the point of these videos. The point of these videos is basically to catch day trading opportunities, right? Because the Bitcoin stuff, it's kind of hold and forget. One day when that thing goes to 50 or 100K, that's where it's going to be really life changing for me. So until that day, you guys are going to get me for a long time, a really long time, because I still got to hustle like you guys. You know what I'm saying? I still got goals. I still got dreams. I still have things I want to buy. I still have places I want to see, places to go, family to help out, friends to love, things like that. So until then, I still have to hustle like you guys. And these videos are for day traders mainly, right? But right now, as it stands for Bitcoin, I can hum and haw it. All I can say is that December 17th is coming up tomorrow. Maybe something will happen. You never know. We'll see. But right now, as it stands, if I had to ultimately guess, okay, if I had to, now that I've done a TA all over from scratch, I would have to guess that we're very bullish right now. And because we're so bullish, there's a good possibility we might go way higher. Because on the time frames that are high, we are just skyrocketing. But on the low time frames, if I go to the hourly, I am starting to see it really dwindle off, like how you're seeing it right here. So the question is, because we're leading up to December 17th and the volume is dwindling, are we just about to have a mega crash for everything? Because everything is overextended, let's be real, right? So I leave you with my thoughts there. Okay, is the bullish volume on a big picture going to prevail and create some crazy highs like 22,000 for example, right? 21,300 maybe. That's 1618 extension. 21,300 around there. or is the volume on a lower time frame? I'm talking about the past 6 7 hours, under 10 hours. The volume has been dwindling so much that is this time for a correction now, and leading up to December 17th, are we going to downtrend? So it's a big questions present itself from Bitcoin, and of course we focus on Bitcoin today first and for a long period of time because, well, I hold Bitcoin, right? That's obvious. That's a good reason to focus on a coin that you hold long term. And secondly, every single coin will eventually follow what Bitcoin does today, in my opinion. And it kind of has already. So we're going to see what Bitcoin does. We're going to keep a very watchful eye on it today. My throat is really straining already. Can you guys tell that I'm like hustling hard today with my throat? And give me 1 second, guys. Oh, that's a lot better. Wow. And I forgot what I was saying, to be completely honest. Yeah, other than I don't feel that well, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated though. Okay, I think I was talking about how Bitcoin is very much so leading the pace for what every altcoin is doing. So we're going to keep a mindful and watchful eye on Bitcoin because what it does will give us a very good indication of what alts will do. So then we're gonna, and then this video is free, by the way, and then in the premium group we're going to go over the watch list and which ones we're going to be picking. Obviously all of them will probably have volume. Okay, obviously all of them will have some sort of volatility. So how do we pick which ones to possibly enter a short if they drop, or possibly hedge into a long if Bitcoin falls? Because sometimes alts really do go up when Bitcoin falls. Want an example? People think that Bitcoin and every coin follow each other. Like, why don't you just trade Bitcoin? Why don't you just follow Bitcoin and trade that? Because you know it's gonna always do the same thing. But that's not true at all. Let me give you a really good example. I can name a lot of. Once you do this long enough, you just can recall a lot of shit. Oh yeah, I forgot. XRP was just listed on Binance. I'll go to Bitfinex because that's where I was trading it when I was in France. Here, for example. Okay. So here is Bitcoin falling down on December the 18th or 17th and on. Here's December the 17th and on. Big XRP ends up rallying all the way till like January the 8th. You see what I'm saying? Well, Bitcoin was literally taking a fucking nosedive from the all-time high of 20K down to like 9K. XRP rallied from a quarter to like 80 to what, $3? Yeah, it rallied to like $3 and something like that, 330, and did like 1,000 something% gains. So don't for a moment think that everything's correlated to Bitcoin because I just proved to you right now that things are not, right? So in the premium group today, we're going to be focusing on how we're going to day trade this, because day trading is kind of like, it's a good way to subsidize your income. You know what I'm saying? You know that dream of like, okay, what's the most perfect picture that people would want to advertise trading? Probably some guy in a yacht in the middle of an ocean with a bunch of hot girls in bikinis laying down on the deck. You know, there's like an open bar somewhere, and they're like sailing somewhere in the Caribbean. You know, like some shit like that. And the guy's like on a laptop right there, right? You know, just chilling there with his metal balls for his martini, or sorry, for his whiskey there, or whatever, cognac, more like it. You know what I'm talking about? Like that kind of perfect shit. Like you're sitting by a poolside or the beach on a laptop, shit like that. Like, yeah, sure. If you had like millions to fucking invest and you don't mind like slow burns, in my opinion. Like for example, you know, if you're an investor, in my opinion, it's a great way to make. Don't get me wrong, it's hard, like it when I first started out. Okay, what am I trying to say? Fuck, I'm trying to say like investing is not for me. When I started out, I had like not even 2 grand to start out trading. Like, dear God, I lost it quickly. It was like, and then I'm like thinking of holding really long term, right? And then I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting around for shit to explode sometimes. And it doesn't. And that happens. Yes, I understand how we like diversify our portfolio and we wait for shit to blow up. In my personal opinion, though, you can make more. This is my experience. You can make more day trading than you would investing starting with the same amount, right? But if you had a bigger amount, there's a lot less work to invest, in my opinion, to hold long term. But what I'm getting to, that day trading is a really good way to subsidize the investing, right? So you have like a portfolio and don't just keep your eggs in one basket. Like, for example, myself, I keep Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. That's it. And see a coin, but whatever. It's not even anything to talk about. It's under 5 figures. So I mainly bought it because my dog Luna wanted me to. So it was like fucking horrible choice. And yeah, diversify the portfolio. That's what I do, right? And there are moments where I will sell off a large portion, right, in my long term holdings because I think we're at a fucking peak. Like near 2021, like between 20 and 25K, you can expect me to sell off a good amount, right? Because we're very overextended, and you can expect me to buy a lot more on some dips, etc. as well. So I do manage that long term with XRP and Ethereum as well with Bitcoin, and then the day trading just adds money to that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And there are occasional times where I'll take a swing position. I won't talk about it or anything, right? Might be like a lower volume coin or something like that. You don't want to talk about a $3 to $5 million coin publicly when you have 100,000 followers. It's just not good. And then I'll swing it and I'll slowly accumulate, right? So yeah, so right now, like, there's so much uncertainty with what Bitcoin's gonna do because the volume just and you got to look at the weekly. Fuck, man, the weekly RSI, or sorry, the volume dwindles. It's fading, and the RSI is like, yeah, it looks like it's still spiking to the upside here, but it just doesn't look good at all right now. But that's the weekly. Like, I guess we're in the middle of the week. Wow. So this does look like we have a massive push to the upside, though, doesn't it? So I'm very confused about what this count is, but that is most likely the three, like I mentioned, going around to 2150 to 21,500 to 22-ish, you know? So yeah, so we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin all day, and then we'll get to know the alts as well to see what these guys are doing. Because some alts will perform better, right, than others, despite them all doing a very similar thing. Because some coins are a positive correlation to Bitcoin by a factor, like a multiplying factor, which means like sometimes you'll see it go like one coin, if Bitcoin moves 2%, you'll see this alt move like 5%, which is a lot. Whereas other coins might only move 3%, for example. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So that would be the multiplying factor, 2.5, right? Because it moves 2.5 times the Bitcoin. So we're going to see what coins are kind of overextended today as well to see what we can short. And of course, we got some coins in our mind like Waves, like XMR. XMR is really on our mind at 70 plus. We got Waves here. It's curving around here. The 2 days just looking deadly right now. Yeah, so lots of coins to take a look at. So if you guys are interested in joining the Premier group, click on the join button right here in this video. And yeah, if you don't see it, it's probably because it's not available in your region. So I apologize about that. There's nothing I can do. It only goes through YouTube, my credit card. And if you're interested in the course, it is December, right? So I know a lot of people have it already. A lot of people are still looking for it. It's now December the 16th. It's the end of the month. A lot of people have said a lot of good things about it. You guys all know I don't shill my courses for shit, right? I really don't. It sells itself. It's been highly praised. It has a lot of information. It's definitely not a guarantee to your success because that depends on you, right? That's determined by you, how much work you put into training and learning and everything else, right? Just because there's good content doesn't mean that you'll be successful. It's kind of like going to school. You're getting great education doesn't mean you're going to be successful because the work that you put into school, it's going to be proportional to how well you do. But I think that it's a great course for anybody that wants to get started, all the way to advanced traders, since I teach the fundamentals in a very structured format that's clear, that's concise, that's educational, that's fun, with examples and proof in the pudding. I think that's how I got a lot of my followers. And because it's December, if you guys are interested in all three of them, courses 1, 2, and 3 normally goes for 240 American. I'm just gonna do a Christmas special for 150 American, and I only have I think 12 left for the month that I can sell because I only get a certain amount of coupons that are available to the public. So once again, if you guys are interested in the course, check out my Twitter or the link below for a syllabus of what the course is about. So I got 12 slots left for the month for the course, and that's gonna go for 150 American by crypto. So let me know if you guys are interested, if I can help out or answer any questions. I hope that you enjoyed this video very much and have yourself a great day. Bye now.